Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Well, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I've done it before, but I don't do it all the time. I added a little bit of this gourmet chocolate raspberry syrup, not syrup, powder, to my coffee, and that should be really tasty. And then I'm just going to use some of this Cinnabon creamer with it because it's what I have. So trying to use things up. And I have a little container of, I've had this little pourer thing for forever. Probably since I was first married. And I thought it would be a good thing to put honey in. So I haven't tried it yet, but I bought honey at Walmart, last year it was, and it was a big jug of honey. Well, it's not a huge jug. It's 5 pounds, 80 ounces, but I paid $17 for it last year. So I figured I might as well start using it since everything is so expensive. So I'm just going to pour it in here. And then the rest of it I'm going to take out of the jug and put in mason jars and seal that up with my food sealer. Because in the jug, if it gets hard, which it's already starting to crystallize a little bit, it's too difficult to get out of the jug. So that's what I'm planning to do with that. I'll just put it in small mason jars. And that should work just fine. So just trying to use up what I have, save money on the groceries, and just continue on tightening the belt as much as I can. Now, I don't feel deprived, though. I don't feel like I'm doing without. I have everything I need, and I'm so glad that I bought the things I bought before all this happened. Now, we've been through an inflation period before, back in the 80s, but it didn't seem to have such a big impact back then. Because I was younger, I was working, I was still married at the time. So life was a little easier going through that inflationary period. But this, I don't know. I don't see too much end in sight because they keep using the big C problem as a continued narrative to keep the prices up. So, all right, let me give this a try. Cheers. That's very good. So today's temperature is going to be 69. I was outside. It's garbage day, so I had to clean up the yard and take the garbage out. And so it was a really nice, crisp morning. While I was out there, I was looking around my garden a little bit, trying to figure out what I'm going to do differently next year. And I think I'm going to just go around with my camera and to all the different containers I have out there and just document what I did this year and then put a little blurb in there of what I want to do next year. So that way, in the springtime, I'll have an idea already of what I want to plant where. So that's my plan anyway. And this next week coming up, it's supposed to be really cooler. The high is going to be low 70s, so it should be a perfect day for getting out there and doing that. But I think today I'm going to go see my mom and hang out with her for a little bit and see what's going on over there. And but right now I'm going to enjoy this cup of coffee. I think I'm going to stop at Walmart. I have a couple prescriptions that I had my annual old people checkup, my annual Medicare checkup. So the doctor wrote a couple of prescriptions for me. So I think those are going to come to like $33. So I want to stop and pick those up. And while I'm in there, I'll just pick up some chocolate creamer. And hopefully they won't be out of it, because that happens a lot. I find that our Walmart stocks up on mostly Fridays and Friday afternoons, and they get things ready for the weekend crowd. So usually by, the end of the week, they're pretty much out of a lot of things. So, okay, I'm going to drink this, and I will meet you at the budget book. All right, well, yesterday I didn't spend any money. I drove right by Walmart, and I said, no, I'm not going in just for that. So, and then I called the pharmacy today, and I asked them if they could hold my prescriptions until next Wednesday. And they said no problem. They hang on to them apparently for 10 days. So I'm not going to go pick up Kramer or my medication today. I'm just going to wait and do it all on Wednesday. So I don't plan on spending any money today. I'm not sure how that's going to go, because I did want to go to my mom's if she's home. I have to give her a call in a little bit. But, so anyway, with my breakfast this morning, it's even cheaper if you buy yogurt and then plain yogurt. And then when you have about a quarter cup or so left, you can make your own yogurt. Now, I use soy milk all the time to do that, and it makes a really good yogurt. But you could also use, 2% milk or dairy milk, whatever you like. And that's much cheaper. Plus, if you have milk left over that you want to use up and you have yogurt left over, you can combine the two and save some money on your food that way. So my whole goal of this exercise in frugality is not to spend much on food, but not to deplete all the food that I have, because I do not want to go out and have a big, huge super shop. I don't want to do that, at least not till the end of the year. And then Christmas time, we'll see. I'll probably buy some things that, probably have to restock on butter and maybe some flour for cookies. But I'm not even baking a lot of cookies this year. I may bake small batches of different kinds, maybe just half batches, and then I'll have a variety of cookies without breaking the bank. Anyway, that's my plan. So I would like to not spend any money at all until the 20th. I do have things in my Walmart cart, and I'll pick those up. Hopefully they'll have everything that I want. And then I plan again, of course, going to Aldi's and Mark's for the other things that I need. But those are the 3 grocery stores that I shop in. They all have reasonable for nowadays, I guess, prices on food. At least they're cheaper than the Giant Eagle and those supermarkets. Heinen's, we have that. We don't have a big, huge choice of supermarkets here in our area. We don't have the, the one in California? Grocery outlet, we don't have that. I wish we did, but we don't. So we do the best we can with the stores that are available. Sometimes Asian markets are a good place to go to buy rice, and they have some of the vegetarian ingredients at a cheaper price too. And for those things that I can't get locally, I have to order on Amazon, but I'm pretty good with that stuff. I don't think there's a whole lot that I need right now. I want to go take inventory of my long-term stash. By long-term, I mean I store food there for a couple years. I don't want to store food for 25 years, so I don't buy that kind of prepper food. But I do have enough to sustain me for a while, and then I just restock as I use it. So mainly it's dried goods and canned vegetables, and that's what I can use to mix and match and make a lot of different things. So I need to get some eggs from my daughter. I'm very fortunate that she has a lot of chickens that lay a lot of eggs. So I'm going to try and come up with some dishes where I can use up my veggies and eggs. So maybe some quiche or stratas, those sorts of dishes, the little casserole dishes. I can make those for a couple meals. I haven't been to the food bank. I went twice, but each time I went, the one that I went to, I was a little disappointed in what they had available for me. They did have meat and things in there. Most of the things you could tell were frozen, which is fine. And because they're not open all the time, they only have specific hours that they're open. I could do some research and look around to see if there's other food banks available, which I'm sure there is. But I haven't found the need to go because of my garden and all the vegetables it's provided for me this summer. I haven't needed that, and that's why I haven't really been using flash foods either, because I really haven't felt the need to. I've had plenty of harvest, and between that and the eggs and the dry goods that I have in my pantry, I'm surviving quite nicely, and I'm very well fed, and I can make all the things that I like. So, all right, well, I'm going to show you my breakfast and my Super Saver breakfast, because that's what I'm working on. I'm not buying any food until the 20th. So wish me luck. All right, I'll be back. Okay, money-saving breakfast this morning is some Aldi's whole milk Greek yogurt. It's not super expensive. It's like $3 and something. Some of this whole earth stevia leaf and monk fruit sweetener, 1 or 2 packets of that, and then I put my homemade freezer jam in it, and it's every bit as good as yogurt that you buy, already flavored, and much, much cheaper. So you can put in as much as you like, whatever flavor you like. Sometimes I even add some Tirani syrup to my yogurt. Not too much because it'll make it too thin. But there we go. Flavored yogurt. Lower calorie, no sugar. And you can use whatever yogurt you like, whether that's Greek or regular, or buying unflavored yogurt is much cheaper than those little packs. You can put some honey in it, some cinnamon, that would be good. Fruit, my favorite is with grapes, but I don't have any right now. So I'm just going to enjoy this yogurt for breakfast. Well, I'm on my way to my mom's, and I'm waiting for a train to go by. And that's the most engines I've ever seen on a train. It had 5 of them. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really, really long train. And I always stop I never pull up to the stop bar. because, you know, trains derail and I don't want to be under a train. So I always stop back a ways when a train goes by. And here in my town, the train tracks run pretty much right through the middle of the town. So it's quite common that you get stopped by a train. And I'm seeing a lot of these trailers. I guess that's what they call the back end of trucks. And they're stacked up double high. So I guess that's why they had so many engines. Well, I think, yeah, there was only one train. Sometimes we have two trains going by, one in each direction. So anyway, I thought I would go visit my mom and see what she's up to today. And that means I won't be getting anything else done during the day. I'm not real good when it comes to doing a whole bunch of different things all in one day. I used to be fine with that, but not anymore. Usually doing one thing kind of wears me out, and that includes going to visit somebody. Because I usually stay a couple of hours anyhow to make it worth my while to make the trip. But, yep, I usually only get one major thing done a day. So as long as my dishes are done and everything's picked up, I'm okay with that. So it's a beautiful day here. It's really, really nice. Not too hot. It's just a little bit cool, and it's really a lovely, lovely fall day. So I imagine the leaves are going to be turning pretty quickly now, because as soon as the weather starts turning cooler, especially at night, the leaves start to turn. And here in Ohio, we get really nice displays of different colors because we have the metro parks not far from where I live. So it's a really nice town to live in. I live very close to Lake Erie. I live very close to the metro parks. And the nice thing about it is I live very close to a lot of different shopping areas too, without them being right in my backyard. So I really enjoy living here. I've lived on the west side most of my life. When we first came here to this country in 1954, I was 4 years old, and we lived on the east side. And some of the neighborhoods that we lived in back then are really, really poverty-stricken now. So I'm glad we migrated west. So here in this area around Cleveland, you've got your east side and you've got your west side, and the two of them, and then you've got your city where most of the more impoverished neighborhoods are. So I'm not used to living in those areas, and I enjoy where I live. Now there's places in the city of Cleveland that have built up and are actually kind of expensive to live. There's places down in the flats where they've taken old industrial buildings and built them up, and those are pretty expensive to live in. And then there's also a place called Ohio City, which is in the middle of Cleveland too. And a lot of people have bought up the old houses and renovated them. But then there are a lot of not so nice neighborhoods there too. So, but that's pretty much Cleveland. Cleveland has a lot of attractions. We have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame And we have Cedar Point is not too far from us. And then, of course, lots of water sporting things that you can do on Lake Erie. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll be back later, and we'll see. I'm hoping not to stop at the store. I don't plan to. Like I said, I don't want to do any shopping until the 20th, if I can absolutely avoid it. All right, so here's my mom's garden. She still takes the time at 94 to plant herself some flowers. And then she has a little tiny vegetable garden going on over here with some peppers and basil and tomatoes. So my mom always liked to garden. She has a nice, beautiful yard. Well, I just got back from my mom's, and a lot of you don't know, but I had a freezer full of food there from when my 40-year-old freezer gave up the ghost. So my mom was kind enough to let me store a lot of the food in a extra freezer she had there. So I made a little more room in my kitchen freezer. So I brought some of this from her house. So I have a package of frozen butternut squash, some mixed vegetables, some riced cauliflower, and some Impossible Burger patties that I paid $3.77 for at Mark's when they had them on sale. So I figured I might as well bring those over, and I almost have all the food out of that freezer now, so that's a good thing, and none of it went to waste. And then I stopped at my daughter's, and she gave me a dozen beautiful eggs, all different colors. So I'm good to go. I didn't have to buy a thing, and this will last me for quite a while, along with all the other food I have in the freezers. So last year, for those of you that don't know, I cooked down my freezer food with just very minimal restock for a whole year. And I still have enough food probably to go at least another 6 months, if not another year. So that's what I'm doing, using up the food that I don't want to go bad, because, of course, freezer food doesn't last forever. So that's my goal, not to empty my freezers, but to make it a little bit more manageable so that I know what I have and nothing goes to waste. So that's what I brought back from my mom's, and then, of course, the eggs from my daughter. So I had a really nice visit with my mom. She gave me a little bit of, well, not just a little bit, it was a nice, very generous cash birthday gift, so that's much appreciated. That'll go towards either my shutters or my new window or whatever other projects I have to do around the house here. So very helpful. It's always nice to have a birthday, and I personally enjoy cash gifts, and that's usually what I give my family too. That way they can buy anything they want and they don't have to take anything back. So sometimes I give them cash and just a little something to go with it. But but we had a really nice visit, and she's so funny. She's extremely independent. She wants to, do her thing, and I can suggest things, but ultimately it's her decision what she wants to do, because she's just really with it. I don't worry about her cognitive issues at all. she's still physically able, so she does live on her own. We do check up on her, you know, we'll call, and if we don't hear, if she doesn't pick up, you know, we'll try again. She is hard of hearing, pretty hard of hearing, so I have to speak slowly to her, and I have to speak towards her, otherwise she doesn't understand what I'm saying. But it has nothing to do with her cognitive ability. It has to do with her hearing. So I guess at 94, you know, things start to go, but she does really well. And so anyway, that's the update on my mom and our visit. And all right, well, I'm waiting for my dinner to get warmed up. I'm eating the leftover Olive Garden. I had eggplant parmesan yesterday. It was delicious. So I'm waiting for that. I'm cooking some extra pasta with that. And then I had some Aldi's vegetarian meatballs left over with spaghetti sauce. So I'm also going to have some of that, and I'm cooking some extra pasta because I ate half of it, so, and that wasn't quite enough. So I'm just going to cook a little bit of extra pasta, and that will be my dinner. And my goal is not to waste anything. No, I'm not wasting any food. I'm not wasting anything I own. It'll either be donated or used. That's my mission for the rest of the year, and hopefully I'll be able to accomplish that. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching.